Welcome back, guys. Bad Wolf here. All right, so affidavit of status. Now, if you watch the video on how to declare myself as a national, essentially that's the same thing as this video. But some people don't want to necessarily declare themselves as a national or state citizen. So, but it's in along the same lines. Now, an affidavit of status basically is where you're going to create a letter in business format, and you're going to declare yourself whatever it is you want to declare. Whether you want to declare yourself, a citizen, a state citizen, you want to declare yourself as the owner of a micronation, you want to declare yourself as, let's say, you know, a non-resident alien, or let's say maybe you even don't want to pay federal taxes, and so you've done a revocation of election and you want to declare this kind of information. So whatever it is, and let's say you want to declare your own religion and you want to make it official. Whatever it is you want to declare, you want the world to know, this is how you do it. So you get your business formatted file on your computer, you type it all up, your name, your address, all that information. And like some of them will say, my name, blah, 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 being of sound mind and body, now declare myself as, a spiritualist who's a national living in the state of blah, blah, blah. Now, why is this important? Well, it's important for a number of different reasons depending on what you want to accomplish. And I'll just use myself for example. You obviously have your own reasons for why you would want to declare your status. But for instance, if you want to declare that you're a Moor, or you want to declare that you belong to a micronation, which, by the way, I actually am starting my own micronation. So uh, for me, it would be like, okay, I'm declaring my own micronation. I'm declaring that I'm a state citizen. I'm declaring that I'm a spiritualist. Somebody who doesn't follow or have a standard religion. We just believe in energy. And so I would put all that down on my particular file. You can write it up in Word or whatever else. And then you're going to want to have probably somebody come with you to kind of verify that information, to basically be a witness. Now, you don't need a witness, but between you, your friend, and then going to take this to the bank to be notarized, kind of puts you in a position where it's in threes, and it has a little bit more grip if you ever need this for legal reasons or whatever else, which this is not legal advice, just information, good old educational purposes only. So in doing that, for instance, when I filed for my passport, and the bottom of it says explanatory statement. Okay, an explanatory statement is what they call it, but in layman's terms or in general use, it's the same as an affidavit. Okay, an affidavit of status. You're declaring something, and so you're going to get it notarized. And the more people you can actually get to recognize that, put their signatures on there, and get that notarized, and then once you get it notarized, send it off to the head of your state. You can send it to the White House. You can send it to the police station, the courts, whatever else, your local city government, all those places, so that they know what your status is. And for me, in doing that, or anybody else who's a national, it would kind of help along the lines if you are pulled over and they run your information. There's a good chance that information should have trickled in there because of it being on in business format and signed by a notary. So and it doesn't hurt to have it sent with confirmation of delivery. Because that way it's part of the record, and you keep that receipt, and then they know that you have a receipt. Okay, which makes them go, oh, we better keep this. This is important. So we're going to file it. In some instances, you might find that because you are a national, or you could be stateless, you could declare something like that as well. And that's where you're not a citizen, a U.S. citizen. You're not a state citizen or anything like that. You don't belong to anything, which there's good and bads to that. I think I made a video on that before. That's a personal choice. You have to decide. I would I mean, you have to look at all the goods and bads of it. Don't just take anyone's personal views of it, whether good or bad. But anyway, so you can declare all these things, you get it notarized, you send it to all these places, and there you are, and start living as such. The reason why it's good to put that into your passport application is because then it becomes part of the permanent record for your passport. Okay, so it acts as a, you know, putting it out there in a public domain, I guess, is kind of the best way to look at it. And if you send it off to all these other places, then there's additional public records out there. So if done correctly, you are telling them that you're reserving your rights. This is who I am. So for instance, if you had your kids in the school and you don't want them to be, participate in a specific event or to get a mandatory school shot or something crazy, whatever it is, you can say, hey, based on this information, and you keep your copy. Always keep a copy of everything that you put out there. Have it and make sure it's notarized and keep it with you, in your, somewhere safe. Scan it on your computer as well. And that way they can say, oh, well, you're responsible to do this. Like, no, due to my religious beliefs, right here, notarize and tell them the state of, whatever has a copy of this. I don't have to participate in that. That's part of my religious freedom. So those are the reasons why you want to do an affidavit of status and basically declare who and what you are, because you just, like some people watch these videos and hear someone say, oh, I'm an American sovereign and I can drive my car without having a driver's license. Well, that sounds all bad across the board, because first of all, I know what you're trying to say, but you haven't declared anything. You haven't made an affidavit of status. You haven't, given it to an explanatory statement in your passport, and you're just doing it. And next, there's no such thing as an American sovereign. There just isn't. Okay, you can be an American and you can have sovereign abilities, but as far as citizenship class, it doesn't exist. Okay, so, and then to say, well, I'm driving, well, no, because if you really are a state citizen or outside of their jurisdiction, you would use the word traveling, in my personal conveyance or whatever else, not driving. So you see what I'm saying? So long story short, guys, just use that to declare your stuff so that they have to take due notice. Remember, they're all corporate entities and they work by paper. The pen is mightier than the sword. All right, guys, so that's about it. Thank you for watching. Appreciate your time, efforts. You could have went to any YouTube channel, and you probably will after this. But you're here now, and I appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that bell icon, subscribe on the way out. I will talk to you guys later because we have more stuff to bring to the internet. All right, guys, take care. Enjoy the rest of your day, and have a better week. Bad Wolf, over and out.